Yeah, there's a lot of good things. A lot of good things. The biggest negative thing is there are games when we have too many self-inflicted penalties and put ourselves behind the chains. Does it happen every week? No, but still too many. When they happen in bunches, and we have to correct that. I think offensively, things really, really well up until last week with red zone. We're still running the ball well. Third down conversion could be better, but they're going to be better if we don't get in third and long all the time. Defensively, again, just techniques, getting a head around on balls, back shoulder fades, those type of things. Playing very aggressive, doing a great job against the run. Got to do a better job of getting off third down. Also, playing penalty-free football and special teams really well. Our returning game is picking up a little bit. Patterson brought a bunch of kickoffs back, but when you come from 9 deep and you really get to the 26 or 27, you only gain 2 or 3 yards. So it wasn't that bad a kickoff return against a great returner. So, yeah, I think we're in great shape. Obviously, Vita and OJ will have time to get plans to replacing them, but the rest of the guy, everybody should be ready to go by Thursday.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, just to follow up, like which players you hope to have back and sort of how you would approach not having Vita. Is it going to be mostly Nacho, or do you have more of a rotational?
Yeah, it'll be Nacho. We'll rotate Khalil in there, and Anthony Nelson can play inside. We got a bunch of different things that we can do, but nobody's going to be Vita. But Todd's got a good plan.
Thanks.
And next is going to be Greg Allman.
Bruce, overall, in terms of the injured guys that you didn't have Thursday, especially the running backs, I just want to ask you where they are compared to where you'd hope they'd be, and how much encouraging it is how the rest has been for them coming back from injury.
Yeah, I think hopefully by Thursday we should have all 4 guys out there. Keyshawn's healthy, Rojo's healthy. We'll see about Leonard and Shady, and same thing with the wide receivers. Hopefully by Thursday we should have everybody out there.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce, with the Packers coming to town, so much focus is on Aaron Rodgers, but can you just speak to their running attack, averaging 150 yards per game? And I assume the game plan is going to be what it always is, but stopping the run first is critical this week, isn't it not?
Yeah, there's no doubt. They got a good stable of backs, very versatile backs, really good. They look like wide receivers when they're split out wide. They spread you out. They run the ball really, really well out of the spread. Mix it up with a lot of motion, kind of like everybody's doing in the league right now. But when they break a tackle, they got enough speed to take it to the house. So the big chunk runs is something we got to shut down.
And when you look at Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't throw a lot of picks, and this year's no different. No interceptions, 13 touchdowns. He's only been sacked 3 times. What is it about him that just doesn't turn the ball over, doesn't take a lot of negative plays? How do you attack a quarterback like that just doesn't really give you a lot to work with in terms of turning the ball over?
Yeah, he's playing at a really high level. The one thing, you have to get after him, that's for sure, and you can't play scared. And knowing that the ball's going up, back shoulder throws, he's the best there is. So you got to cover your guys. You got to do a great job. I think the more so is the improvisational plays when he gets out of there, and that's when he's really at his best.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, next is Luke Easterling.
Bruce, obviously the injuries on offense have kind of kept you guys from being able to be at 100% and run the offense probably like you want to, but is there a kind of silver lining to that when you get to this point, when you get some of those guys back healthy, that it gave an opportunity to some of those younger guys, particularly the rookies in Sneak and Tyler Johnson, an opportunity to get those game reps so that now when you get everybody back together, you have a lot more guys that you can be confident in?
Yeah, I love the depth. I thought we've had good depth all along. I just like to see those guys that are going to play in games practice with Tom, and that just because they play in games, there's still a lot to be done when the quarterback doesn't see them live. And so hopefully we can get guys running at least by Thursday, so he can see the spacing of routes and things that were the game plan of the guys that are going to be playing on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, back to Greg Allman.
Bruce, back to Rodgers, if I can. Obviously, you've seen him in the biggest games there are. I know you've only faced him a handful of times. What do you think he does from a quarterback standpoint, from a mechanic standpoint, that allows him to be as accurate and as mistake-free as he is?
Well, he really knows he's really smart. I mean, really smart. It is a new system. He's in the second year of it, but they've tailored it a lot to what he likes, and he's got good weapons around him. Some aren't big name guys, but they're really good players, and he trusts them. But his release is quick. He's extremely accurate, and again, he's probably as good as a deep ball back shoulder guy that there is in the league.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll close out with one from Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, Tom Brady comes from one of the least penalized teams in the league in New England historically, and you guys had your issues with penalties over the last 2 years. When you see Brady get fired up, yelling at some of his offensive linemen for the penalties that were committed on Thursday night, do you like that? Do you understand that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? How do you gauge that type of interaction between your quarterback and his offensive line?
Just be yourself. I don't have any problem with it. At least I don't have to go back there and cuss them out. They've already got the earful by the time I get over there. So Tom's got to be Tom. I'm not going to ask him to be somebody different. He does a good job of patting him on the back too. He might explode, but he's going to go down there and pat him on the back and get him going.
And then I guess the last thing is, when it comes to the penalties, that's been an issue so far for you this year. Has that been addressed since you guys have regrouped here?
We addressed it every single day since we got here, back in this, whenever we got here.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, last questions from Rick Stroud.
Sorry, I had one more. Coach, we saw, Vea have a, kind of a difficult injury to watch, right? And you saw what happened to Dak Prescott on Sunday. The NFL is a violent game, right? It's a collision sport. It's not a contact sport. But when you see those sort of almost horrific type injuries, I mean, are you amazed by how guys are able to overcome that, how difficult that is, and what they're able to do to get back? We saw Alex Smith play last Sunday.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I gotta tip my hat to Alex Smith. What he did in that rehab to get, I was cheering for him. And because of what he's gone through, I know Dak, he's an extremely strong-willed person. He'll bounce back, Vito bounce back. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it. Eifert at Cincinnati's had a couple of those really bad, but he's played. It's amazing what doctors and sports science can do, but you hate to see it, but it is part of the game.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.